Her ability to describe what our brains go through during those times after loss, months or years after loss, makes you feel not alone when your own mind is kind of spinning out. Hi, I'm Sue Deagle. I'm the author of Do Loss, A New Way to Move Through Change, and the weekly Substack, The Luminist, where I talk about loss, vibrant living, and ordinary life. This is video number 1 in a series I'm starting called The Loss Canon. And what the Loss Canon is intended to do is bring books out to all of you to help us console other people better or understand our own loss in transition circumstances. So the first videos I'm starting with is with a grouping called The Classics. These are the books that I'll be talking about. And the first one for this video today is the OG, The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. This is the book you hear talked about all the time when someone has lost a loved one. I first read this book a few months after my husband Mike died in 2016. And at that time, my brain wasn't 100% processing, but I still was able to get a ton out of what Joan Didion had to say. And just one line I want to read to you from this. This is on page 204. This is what she says. Through the summer and fall, I had been increasingly fixed on locating the anomaly that could have allowed this to happen. In my rational mind, I knew how it happened. I was not, however, operating from my rational mind. So this is one of the biggest things that we have to understand and accept about both our loved ones who are going through loss or ourselves if we've gone through loss. Like, our rational mind is not actually working. You know, her book is called The Year of Magical Thinking, but it actually sometimes extends even more. So we kind of have to cut ourselves a break on that. What I really love about this book is she's such an amazing, she's one of our finest American writers, or was, passed away a few years ago. And her ability to describe what our brains go through during those times after loss, months or years after loss, makes you feel not alone when your own mind is kind of spinning out. So this is one of the first ones I read and just one of the highest ones I recommend. And then I actually looked on my shelf to discover that I had read this book again a few months after my husband Mike died in 2016. And then I picked it up again in 2024 when my brain was working a whole lot better. And you can see, like, I sticky noted and underlined a bunch of stuff in it. And I got a completely different thing out of it the second time I read it. So sometimes it helps to come back to these books in the Loss Canon. Now, so say you're someone who hasn't actually lost a spouse like Joan Didion. How does this apply to you? It applies to you because what she's talking about is just kind of the universality of the way our brains are functioning after loss. So that would help you all alone. And then it would help you if you wanted to console better or understand what other people are going through. It helps you put yourself in their shoes, which I just think is incredibly helpful. So that was book number 1 in the Loss Canon in the classics category. I've got so many more books for you, so hopefully you'll come back and take another look. And next time we'll be talking about A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis.